Alright, it's one of those little story times. I was thinking about it. And I used to work for Speedway many years ago. Probably back in 97? Yeah, it was 97. And I worked there and I left my other job because I just got tired of the bullshit at the other job I was working at, so I started at Speedway. And I started out at fucking minimum wage, and I was actually making $7 at the other one, but I didn't care. I just got tired of the dumb shit. So I come over to the other one, and I worked there for a while, and I did really good, and I got a few raises and what have you. And my boss there, he was pretty cool, and because of the things I did and the above and beyond coming into work when nobody else would, and just different shit like that, and just being kind of a star employee, but I really wasn't because I was using this shit to my advantage, unlike some of you clowns that are bitching about it nowadays. So I was sitting there and doing all right, whatever, and he moves on and goes to another company. He gets a higher up position in Circle K. So he calls me up and he said, "Look, man, here's what's going down. The guy you work for, he's Christian, and he don't like guys with piercings and long hair and tattoos. So here's what you need to do. You need to bring your ass on over to Circle K, and I'll help you out what I can, what have you." So one thing leads to another. I procrastinate, and 2 weeks go by. Next thing you know, I went from 40 hours a week to 10 hours a week. And sure as shit, he wasn't bullshitting. Dude took me out of the computer. I didn't have access to the computer no more, or nothing. So I said, all right. I went on and I got a job at the Circle K and got hired on at $7 an hour. No big day. That was the starting pay and all the overtime I could stand. And back then, that was pretty good considering what the minimum wage was, like $4. So I mean, starting out was pretty good. So I was doing all right, and then I'd been there probably about 2 weeks, and then I ended up with a 25-cent raise. And manager asked me about it. So what was going on? I don't know, man. I don't know what you're talking about. So another 2 weeks go by, and I get another raise. Now I'm up to $7.75. Now I'm making more than the assistant manager's making. They're like, all right, what's going on? It's like, dude, man, it's probably who you know, not what you know. The whole point of the story is, when I was working at Speedway, it wasn't the best job in the world, and I wasn't really a corporate employee. I was an employee to the guy I worked for, because me and him, we became buddies, and when all the other people wouldn't work or wouldn't show up, I would. Yeah, I got paid for it. Yeah, it kind of sucked, and yeah, wasn't the best thing in the world because I didn't really have so much of a life. But I was money hungry, and he was cool with it, and I was cool with it. So later on down in life, when I needed something, he made sure I got hired at the other job. I didn't ask him for the extra money, but he went ahead and did it because I was one of the people that looked him out later on. So my information to you guys is, if you don't like your job, find another one. If you're at a minimum wage job bitching for $20 an hour, you're an idiot. You need to find that job that gives you what you think you're worth. If you stay at the same job bitching, you're just another crybaby. And yeah, I'd say this and say that. Look, by the time I was 30 years old, I had 21 different jobs. Absolutely 21 different places I worked at. Why? One, I had an attitude problem. Two, I didn't give a shit what anybody thought. You say something stupid to me, I'd either knock you in the fucking face or we'd be doing something else. That's just how it was with me. Still kind of is. But anyway, so that's how that was. So needless to say, it was hard for me to keep jobs because I didn't take nobody's shit. Whose problem was that? That was mine. So I had to adapt. That's why I had all the different places I've worked at. I've been from electrician to a cook to a cashier, night stock, fucking shipping and receiving. I've done all kind of shit. And I've always adapted to everything I went. It didn't matter what I did. I adapted to it. If I had never done a damn thing in my life, I lied to them motherfuckers and told them I did it. I'll give you a prime example. I was working with the electrical company that was down in Florida. I took in I'd never been in one of these motherfucking machines in my life. Nada. But I understood how they work. So I get up in this big ass front end loader, Caterpillar, and I couldn't figure out how to start the motherfucker. I said, look, dude, man, I can't remember where the key goes on this damn thing. He said, well, this, and this. I said, cool. I jumped in that motherfucker and I drove off. I drove that motherfucker like I'd been in it 20 years. I just adapted to it. And I'm driving by and the owner of the company, and another situation where I was a good employee and me and the supervisor got along and things worked the way they work. He said, don't worry about it, man. He's been doing it for years. Needless to say, that got me bumped up to $20 an hour. All you gotta do is do your motherfucking job, people. That's it. You ain't gotta be a company man. Just do the damn job. It will always work out later. If it doesn't work out later, then it probably means you're a piss poor employee. Because I'm telling you, I'm a fucking asshole. I've always been an asshole. People hated my ass. But you know what? I showed up for work every day. I didn't call out. I didn't miss out. I did my job without pissing and moaning and bitching about it. Whatever the fucking job was, whether I liked it or not, I did it. Two biggest things that worked. And that's the main reason. Did I like the jobs? Not really. But they were money, and I was money hungry.